Hey guys, welcome back to Backseat Filmmaking. I'm your host Derek, joined by my two co-hosts Tanner and Seth. And today, the three of us are going to be doing our spoiler-free review of Superman, written and directed by James Gunn. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, we are back. I think it's safe to say we all look a little bit different.
Guys?
Yeah, we got the whole crew here, or at least a good amount of them.
Yeah.
Lex, I gotta say, I know we've had our differences in the past, but man, do I like the facial hair. I'm loving the stash. It's actually a good look. Offsets the bald head.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I was able to grow something, and I thought, might as well take advantage of something I can grow. But you know what? I'm just trying something, and you know what? I do appreciate it.
It's working for me.
I do appreciate that.
I'm just happy to be here representing the Justice Gang. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Guy. We
you,
should
Guy.
not get Mr. Terrific or Hawk Girl.
Thank you for having me.
Trust me, you were our last choice. But
Okay, yeah, no
either
problem.
way, we're all
Really
here.
just needed to fill that seat.
Yeah,
We
Hey,
are talking about
I'm
Superman
feeling it.
today.
You're gonna feel me.
If you guys are familiar with the channel, you guys may know that this is a much shorter, condensed version of one of our reviews that we do. This one is going to be spoiler free. Just to reiterate, no spoilers. Don't worry, we're not gonna. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this film that we will not touch upon here to give you guys the chance to actually go see it in theaters. But Tanner, why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about Superman?
Sure thing, partner. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the representation of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned.
The tale as old as time, really. I mean, this character has existed for some time. This is just our latest adaptation of said character, and I guess we'll just hop right into our general thoughts about the movie. But I mean, I gotta say, just off rip, I really enjoyed it. I had pretty high expectations coming in. I think this was probably my most anticipated movie. If you could not tell by the garb here that I'm a fan of the character, and I'm a fan of James Gunn, love his films, and I was pretty interested to see what he would end up doing with someone as big as Superman. I know in the past he's covered much more unknown characters, and maybe that was kind of his wheelhouse. So taking on a character that's so beloved, I was curious to see how that would turn out. And yeah, I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. I mean, from the performances, the cinematography, all the fight scenes, I mean, really everything just worked for me. Honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if you, what do you guys?
Were you guys nervous at all going into it?
Oh,
like,
sure.
Is this gonna suck? Like,
God, man, I almost couldn't imagine that, but I was.
I had my thoughts, but I genuinely had a lot of confidence in James Gunn going into it. So I did have a lot of hopeful expectations. I don't think I was going into it thinking that it was going to be bad. I was hoping obviously for the best. And I think James Gunn killed it.
did you guys watch trailers for it?
Oh yeah.
Every single thing that you could get your hands
pretty much
on?
any sort of promo. I was like trying to get my hands on.
Did the trailers make you excited, or like, I don't know what this is going to be? I don't know if I'm feeling the vibe of this movie, or were you like, because for me, I was pretty, from that first teaser when he's all beat up and he whistles to Crypto.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I already like the vibe of this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm already curious about where it's going to go. I know a lot of people like were not feeling the trailers, and like they were not excited about what they were seeing from it. So I don't know if you guys had.
Oh, I was on board from the get go.
Yeah.
I think the trailer sold me already, like of being excited for it. Obviously, I was hesitant to like just know how it was going to turn out. But again, I was very confident in James Gunn and his ability to write characters. Like I think he knows how to go about it in so many different directions, especially his previous experience. Again, I've been a fan of his work with all his superhero movies and shows thus far, and I really think with that like history of my excitement for his work in the past, like I went into this thinking that it was going to be a banger, and well, he did not fail me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think all the trailer footage and everything looked great to me. That definitely got me on board. I was on board from the, initial announcement. I honestly couldn't believe that he was taking on the task of being DC's studio head and kind of spearheading this whole new universe. But then he was writing and directing Superman. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a banger. I think if anything, the only thing that kind of didn't completely sell me was the initial, like the official suit reveal.
Yeah.
Didn't love it. I was kind of not a big fan of the suit initially, and certainly in that reveal, it kind of gave me a weird vibe.
Yeah.
Suit looks great in the film.
I think
though.
there's good in the suit. The colors pop.
Right.
Obviously,
Trunks.
the trunks are
Yeah,
good.
I love the
yeah.
trunks.
I like the thick belt. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like I said, the colors. I like the actual fabric of it.
Right.
But we gotta ditch the lines.
Yeah, get
We
rid
gotta
of those
get the-
lines, clean it up, but like just streamline it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Like
Yeah.
obviously, I guess it just looks hokey if you're trying to like be the most comic. Like I guess they feel like lines define. Like I don't know what these comic book costume designers their obsession is with these
Right.
lines and these stitchings and everything.
Certainly that I know a lot of people mention like the MCU lines,
Yeah.
right? They kind of popularized these almost like overtly exaggerated
simply doing
lines.
too much.
Yeah, it's like over designed.
Yeah.
And I think with a character like Superman, it's kind of nice to have a classic superhero in a classic kind of dorky costume.
Mhm.
And again, for the most part, it still nails that vibe. Could do without the lines. But aside from that, I mean,
Yeah, I think
Really
from the
enjoyed it.
trailer, like the memes coming from Superman flying and
Oh, the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
eyes. Yeah, I think that I it didn't bother me at all, but I thought it was just like, oh no, like just the masses are already like trying to find something to hate on. And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, it is
The
kind of
Snyder
silly. It is
bots.
kind of funny, but like either way, it didn't like hinder my like opinion on it of the trailer itself. I really enjoyed the trailer. Like I was already like hooked.
I was excited about all the castings. I think like everyone is very, very well cast in this film, and I think the characters, and won't get too much into that, but
Well, let's talk about Big Blue. How do we feel about David
oh,
Cornswell?
dude,
great.
he's Superman.
He's
He is Superman.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
amazing.
wonderful,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He is so good in the role. He's so natural. He feels very approachable. Like he
Mhm.
seems like genuinely a good guy.
Like when James Gunn was like talking about how he wanted him to be huggable,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
You know, it's like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
you're getting that out of
And
this.
he's got a very deep voice, very
Mhm.
commanding voice, but I mean the guy's like 6'4", 6'5". He's just a
Yeah.
unit of a man, which is Superman.
And I really like
looks great.
the difference they make with Clark Kent, like with his hair,
Right.
and then obviously the glasses too. But I think it really does sell him not looking like Superman in that Clark Kent look.
Yeah.
I really like that too,
I think another
because it's like again hard to compare, but it shouldn't compare, but it's hard not to compare.
Right. It's almost
with
impossible.
like Henry Cavill,
Right.
Clark Kent. I mean, just straight up looks exactly like Superman.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, most of them they do, all Supermen do, but I think they really did a good job at trying to differentiate the look.
right. And I mean, this movie doesn't work if the supporting cast isn't great too.
Oh,
I mean,
everybody's great.
Realistically, Lois Lane needs to work.
Yeah.
And I think if we are talking about the Henry Cavill version, not to harp on it too much, but I
Mhm.
think Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, terrific actors. I love both of them in several
too.
projects, and yet no chemistry to me.
Did you guys see that I think it was a tweet that it was a promo shoot between the two of them, contrasting,
Oh, I know what you're
and-
talking about.
and it was showing Cavill and Amy Adams.
Yeah.
And it was like, why does Henry look like he's taking her to the
Like
jail?
turning her into the police.
turning her
Yeah.
into the police.
I've seen that. And
He's
it
like,
really,
just like got her arm like
it doesn't give you the vibes that these two people
Oh.
love each other, first of all,
Yeah.
but also
Mhm.
like just like no sparks. And yet the complete opposite with David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan. I think
Yeah.
like
I
just knocks
I
it out
love
of the park,
both of them.
even
man.
in her own like, outside of the chemistry and relationship, she's a dang good Lois Lane.
Yeah,
Like,
no, 100%.
she
Very
is selling me
capable.
that she is this,
persistent
yeah,
reporter,
yeah, she's
like,
about that business,
Right.
and she gets after it, and then you dive deeper into the Daily Planet.
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
dude.
looks great.
This movie is pulled out of a cartoon comic. Like
Yeah.
I really one of the things I felt after watching it that it was the most anti-realistic portrayal of a superhero I'd ever seen, and that in the best way possible.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a comic book movie come to life.
And like you had mentioned, the look of Metropolis itself, fantastic. Like you just said, out of a comic book, it looks exactly how, like, I guess in my mind, a movie Metropolis would look, and it's fantastic.
I know that people are knocking. They're like, well, that was the Flash's cinematographer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But it's also like, that wasn't my biggest gripe with the Flash movie.
I don't think the issue was ever the cinematography. It was more the effects, the story, the performances.
But that's
pretty much everything
guys.
else.
Those are the past.
we don't worry about the DCE. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
I think to make Metropolis in this universe feel so lived in with its first project. I know we have Creature Commandos, but our first live action, big screen performance. It really just feels like people inhabit this planet that has all this crazy stuff happening all the time, and yet it also feels like it never attempts to be grounded or somewhat realistic. It doesn't bother. Why would it? It's a Superman story. It's not supposed to be realistic, and it in the best way possible, like you said.
Yeah, and you just said it again, but when we were talking about it last night after we watched it, I just love you saying how the world was lived in.
Yeah,
and it's one of my takeaways too is people will gripe on this movie for being too packed with characters and taken away from the Superman story. But in my opinion, I was telling you guys last night that to kick off a whole new universe, we've seen DC fail time after time, and we've seen the Marvel formula of the Infinity Saga and how awesome that was. We already know what that looks like to get to Thanos and all of that. Throw us into a world that's, like you said, lived in. Like, we don't need. We're gonna get Superman, Clark Kent, Daily Planet stuff. We're going to get that. And
that's the thing with James Gunn. I think he knows that the audience is smart enough to know who these characters are, especially someone with the likes of Superman.
Right.
And you know who they are. You don't need to go all the way back from the start. And you could reference that and stuff. That's completely fine.
That's the best way to do it.
Just touch up on it here and there. Like, you know it. If you don't, that's crazy. But like, I think it's amazing that he trusts the audience to understand that, to get into all right, let's get into something different. And I think he really
trusting the nerds.
Not even just that. I think the
masses
know
this is definitely a movie that has plenty of mass appeal. You're kicking off this universe, you want to get the ball rolling with all these other projects. This needs to be a hit. And I definitely think it's going to achieve that pretty easily. Seems like a lot of people are enjoying it, again, us included, of course. And it's just it's a feel good movie. I think it has a lot to say in a weird way, because it's like, but it's the classic Superman stuff. I mean, he's just trying to be a good guy. And I think he has to grapple with what that really means, what it specifically means to be good, right? There's some nuance there, but I do think that the movie directly, kind of tackles these themes extremely well, by the way. I really don't have any, much more to say without getting into, plot points or anything like that, of course, but
good Lex. We liking Lex.
Terrific Lex.
Dude, to be honest, and I know when he was initially casted, I wasn't like opposed to it. I was just trying to picture him as Lex, and I was kind of having trouble like figuring out how he would work, just because I know he has not like a high pitched voice or anything, but it isn't like a low one, and not that it needs to be, but like I guess I didn't know if it would be like him menacing and taking over that screen time of his to really like make me believe that this guy hates Superman. And to be honest, Nicholas Hoult, fantastic
good looking
job.
Bald guy too.
Honestly,
he totally pulls off bald.
And there's something to him being like the same height as like, it's not Jesse Eisenberg out there. No, sorry for
Jesse's a terrific actor, but boy, is he not Lex Luthor.
It's nice to like that. Feels very, again, comic booky. Like it feels like they're drawn always kind of eye level with each other.
Right.
And I really like Lex. Did you liked the Nicholas Hoult portrayal?
I mean, I was fully on board when he was announced as Lex. I that was like a dream casting without even considering it.
yeah. Okay.
I had never even considered Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and when I saw that official announcement, I was over the moon. I love him as an actor. Seen a lot of his work. I think he's terrific, and I knew exactly what kind of vibe he would bring to Lex. He brought that and then some. He is just chewing scenery. He is like, God, you just love to hate him. You know, he's
Dude,
such a great villain.
I
And
loved
again,
him.
James Gunn has a history with having those villains, right? Writing compelling villains, but this guy, man, you're just like, oh, I cannot wait for Superman to just punch his head off. Of course, he doesn't do that, and I wouldn't actually want him to do that, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
I think
I need
you're
to
almost
see
wishing
as
you
much Lex Luthor as possible.
could.
going
100%.
forward.
Yeah, get him in everything. He's really good. Anybody
Yeah,
in this
he's
movie,
great.
like, I mean, we could talk about every single individual performance for hours.
Mhm.
At least I could.
Well,
And
I would be remiss if I
yeah,
if I did not come here as Guy Gardner representing the Justice Gang
Yeah.
to say, how did you guys? Did you feel like that was too much?
no,
Mm-mm.
I
Was
could
it
have gotten a
perfect?
whole movie of that.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to see Guy and Nathan Fillion specifically
Yeah.
portraying Guy in.
And the
I would just
you
like
got
him
the
to just be- I would
lanterns
just like
coming
him to
up.
pop
You
up
got
and
the-
everything.
you
Yeah,
got the
he's-
lanterns coming up.
I believe he's gonna be in Peacemaker season 2
Yeah.
for a bit.
Now, not like already a day in, we're in talks of Jimmy Olsen and Mr. Terrific
Yeah,
spin-off
spin-offs,
shows.
and I'm like,
Yeah,
that-
sure.
that makes sense.
I was
They're
thinking
really
when
great.
I was like, you know, like a Daily Planet show would be kind
Oh,
of
that'd
fun.
be so much fun. Yeah, with
Like, You just like get
Perry
Clark
White.
popping in. Yeah,
Perry
like,
White running the show, and you
Yeah.
got just Jimmy and
'Cause
Lois and
I-
Clark.
I love Perry White.
He's
I
so
don't.
good.
I can't remember the guy's name, which I
Wendell
I
Pierce, I
apologize.
think is his
Yeah.
name.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's
I
I
think so.
well, because and it sucks that I don't know that because I've seen The Wire and that's what I know him from.
Okay,
And fantastic in that, and I love his Perry White.
it's like ripped straight from a comic. Again,
It's-
all these
oh,
characters,
man.
they're not trying to be, oh, that just in name only that person is portraying this person. No, they look exactly like them. Their
Mhm.
characteristics are, I mean, spot on. If you couldn't tell, we were pretty familiar with the source material, or at least a good chunk of it. And so we had our, kind of expectations going in.
Oh yeah.
And from a lot of different kind of, variables.
Mm.
And I think this one just, man, it just checked all my boxes for just about.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, again, I'm not going to say it's a perfect film. Well, I guess maybe that segues into our ratings. You guys
Yeah,
want to
might
hop
as
right
well
into our
just get
scores?
One more question.
Okay.
Is the DCU off and running?
Oh boy,
See,
it's,
that's what I was going to touch up on with my
Okay.
with my score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, yeah.
But
what
short
is it?
answer, yes.
Okay.
Faster than a speeding boy. It is off to the
Yes.
races.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah.
DCU I think is
Yes.
in great hands,
Mhm.
and I'm excited to see the future of this. But for this movie specifically, I'll jump into my score and call me biased. All right. I'm giving it a 9.5, man. 9.5 for this Superman film. I think it's like as close to perfect as you could get for what I wanted to see out of this and what I'd want to see in just a Superman portrayal.
Mhm.
I really almost have my complaints are like incredibly minuscule, but I love this movie. So Tanner, what do we got?
I have a little bit to touch up on just because I from the announcement of James Gunn taking over
Yeah.
DC, I was excited. I love his work, like I mentioned earlier. And for my score, 9.5, that was my initial score right after the movie. Like I was trying to formulate one, and honestly, the more I think about it, the more I enjoy it and I want to go see it again.
Mhm.
And maybe my score changes over time with
Sure.
another rewatch, but I think
mean,
it can
we're
only
just coming off
change
this
by
last
getting
night, so,
higher, to be
yeah.
honest. Like, I was so excited for this movie, and I think it hit everything that I wanted from it and didn't even know that I wanted to see from it. I mean, great job. I think, again, I love that James Gunn wasn't willing to do this project until he was absolutely ready. And I know that's how he goes about all of his projects, which is such a good mentality for it. And I couldn't be more appreciative of that. And yeah, I think we're in good hands here going
Mhm.
forward with all the other projects that are going to be happening with DC. I trust in James Gunn. What can I say? The man knows how to write characters and not only like a good use of humor. You got the sad moments with like the emotional moments that I think he nails. How could I forget? Ma and Pa Kent,
Oh my goodness.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Mhm.
But I won't speak on that more. Go watch the movie. Go for it, guy.
Yeah, well, After all that we've talked about, I have to reveal to you guys that I'm actually here as an undercover Snyderhead. And I'm going to give this one a 3. Just kidding.
Typical guy.
Yeah, typical guy move right there.
No, this movie's fantastic, man. There's nitpicks that I had, and I fear that I'm just going to become a nitpick merchant and actually not allowing myself to just sit and enjoy a movie and just say, no, this is awesome. You waited the whole year since the announcement for this. This is Superman. Sit, enjoy it, be happy. Because you're sitting there, you're watching a great comic book movie. It's going to be a 9.2 for me.
Nice.
I was very happy. I was left very excited for the future of this universe. Comic book movies are always going to be my favorite. And to see something so well done like this, that I don't have to convince myself that it was a good movie.
Right.
Like you just say, yeah, like let's go. I'm excited.
It
like
certainly felt like an event, which is great for these types of films. I think like it feels like everyone's kind of like, oh man, I can't wait for it. And then you're at the theater, you're getting your snacks, you're seeing everyone wearing their Superman stuff, and you're like, okay, so we're all headed to the same place.
Yeah.
We're about to pack this auditorium and have a great time. And I think it's like, you know, you hear a lot of, especially these days, the superhero fatigue. And I just don't agree with that. I think it's mediocre superhero fatigue.
Right.
Obviously, people are going to be, you know, less likely to go to see all these films if they just start putting out mediocre stuff. I know a lot of complaints are
Which is fair.
targeted. I mean,
Because they have been.
They should not be
Well,
rewarded
you know.
for just pumping stuff out.
No.
It's got to be something
But
interesting.
can they be good still? 100%.
Yeah,
This,
like
this
you
proves
just
it.
said.
I mean,
like,
this
If you go
without
into
a doubt.
production with a
Couldn't agree
finished
more
script, you can.
Yeah, I think this movie 100% disproves any sort of superhero fatigue. But mediocre superhero fatigue, I absolutely think is in full effect. So I just hope that the DCU can continue this level of quality and kind of
I'm also
separate itself. you
yeah.
know?
I'm also excited to see different. I'm excited to see what Gotham. I'm excited to see James Gunn take a breath, take a step back, and let him kind of dictate things a little bit more.
Kind of calling the bigger picture
Yeah,
stuff, but seeing these individual creators cook.
Like if you go see this movie, if you want to see these characters come to the DC universe, and you don't particularly like James Gunn's style, I would not be like, oh, this is all gonna suck, because there's gonna be different stuff. There's gonna be different tones, and I'm just so excited because it's unlike Marvel. Like it's a totally different kind of comic book movie.
Yeah,
and I truly enjoyed it very much.
I think he really nailed executing this universe. And I know he mentioned that like each movie isn't going to look the same, which it shouldn't. And I love that he recognizes that and is going to allow whoever else directs other movies and whatnot to make that movie feel like its own world. Right. And I love that, because it shouldn't all feel like the same. And obviously pertaining to each character, it's going to differentiate. But James Gunn nailed it.
I think we could sit here and talk about it.
I know.
I know. Yeah, and this is you know, keeping it brief.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I mean, we said everything without spoiling anything.
I want to spoil it
think,
so bad.
Oh, I know. And there's a lot to talk about. And again, let us know down below if you want to hear us talk about this at length, you know, with spoilers and whatnot, plot elements. Let us know. But
also let us know how he did on the characters here.
Yeah.
Is this a good portrayal of said characters?
Could I be an extra for Nicholas Holt?
A stand-in, maybe.
In the next movie he's in. Please, James Gunn, if you're watching, I'm available.
I think that does it for Superman. And you know, again, like I said, very different from most of the videos that we do here on the channel, but we do have some other movies coming up here pretty soon. We are going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Fantastic Four in a few weeks. So, you know, if you're interested in something like that, you know, join along, listen to us. But if you also want to hear us talk about, you know, other older films that we talk about in great length,
or even new movies coming up. What other new movies are you
Here's some
guys interested?
recommendations.
Let us know, and we'll try to get to the movies and do some a spoiler free video for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you want us to cease operation, just let us know too. Just let us know something.
We won't do
Seriously.
it.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I think that does it here for Backseat Filmmaking. Thank you guys again for joining us for today's video, and we'll see you guys next time. Dean Norris, let the people know.
Go watch it.
Hey, fans and subscribers of Backseat Filmmaking. Thank you, viewers, for watching. You need to like, subscribe, comment, and generally don't break bad on the comments, all right? Because I'm going to like kick your butt, all right? You don't want the DE after your ass. So do all that and support Backseat Filmmaking.